Hello, everyone. It's Deborah Kozowski, your Edmonton chapter ICF president, with your October 2021 message. I love the changing of seasons. The seasons excite me. Change is progress. Change means moving forward. And when we think about changes that are going on around us, it's easy to get caught up in the things we want to control and sometimes don't have a lot of control over. But what I love most about October is themes of gratitude, appreciation, generosity, and acknowledgement of others. So today I want to focus on our community and how we build coaches through connection, community, and collaboration. And by doing so, what we're focused on is basically 4 areas. And what I want to share with you today is a book that has had a profound insight into how I view gratitude and having that attitude of gratitude that we bring with us to share with those who we coach, to share with the business and leadership communities, to share with families, if you're in coaching with life and parenting in all different aspects, whether you be a money coach. There's so many diverse areas of coaching. I want to make sure that I don't miss out on sharing with you the profound impact that you make by having that attitude of gratitude. So one of the books that I read is called 365 Thank Yous by John Krolik. And this gentleman, this is a very rare memoir, and he wrote this book, and I'm just going to share with you a paragraph description. On one recent December, at the age of 53, John Krolik found his life at a terrible, frightening low. His small law firm was failing. He was struggling through a painful second divorce. He had grown distance from his 2 older children and was afraid he might lose contact with his young daughter. And he was living in a tiny apartment when he froze into winter, baked in summer, and he was 40 pounds overweight. His girlfriend had just broken up with him, and overall, the dearest life dreams seemed to be slipping beyond his reach. I share this with you to think about maybe some of the people that we coach don't reach such dire circumstance or need additional supports beyond coaching, but to share it with you because of what happens when one day he decides, day after day, that he began to handwrite thank you notes and gifts or kindness, for he'd received loved ones, coworkers, from past business associate, current foes, from college friends, doctors, store clerks, handyman, neighbors, and anyone and absolutely anyone who had given him a good turn, however large or small. And immediately after he sent his very first notes, significant and surprising benefits began to come John's way: financial gain, true friendship, weight loss, and inner peace. And when John wrote his notes, the economy had collapsed. The bank across the street from his office failed. But thank you note by thank you note, John's whole life turned around. I'm not going to go into any more detail other than to let you know that this is inspired by a true story. How a simple action of gratitude when things seem hopeless turn completely around. So when you think about the people that you coach and we're thinking about the attitude of gratitude, one of the things that I want to talk about is generosity of spirit. As coaches and working with coachees, we see that generosity of spirit of who are the people who helped us to get to where we are? In what ways can we reach out and thank them for either collaborating, connecting, or being in community with us, offering us that support? Same thing with your coaches. Who has helped them get to where they are? Were their mentors? Were their parents or colleagues or family members who encouraged and supported in ways that we can express that generosity? And generosity comes from helping build careers. It can be helping for people to have a break in when things come up in life, whether it be parenting or, some financial support or sharing something from their garden. These are little things, but all of these forms of generosity, and people tend to see money as a currency, but it's not the only currency that we utilize in being generous toward others. And the other thing I want to also acknowledge, and we use a lot of this in our work as coaches, is acknowledgement. Being able to acknowledge what it takes for people to show up during the toughest times, how it takes courage and it takes being brave to take the actions, to take the risks necessary, to double down on who they are as a person and believing that they can get the results that they want. Acknowledging that each of us, there's a different levels of effort of what it takes to show up, to be the person, that best version we want for ourselves. So when we start thinking about showing up as the best version of ourselves, how can I be the best coach to support the people I serve? Then when we're coming from a place of service, we can also take a moment to stop and acknowledge how we show up, having that executive presence, how we can support others and grow and really be able to support coachees. One of my favorite parts about supporting these coachees is when they are able to see themselves in the light that we see them, that they have those eureka or aha moments thinking, wow, or I see those glimpses of hope saying, you know what, I think I can do this. I can have that challenging conversation. I can apply for this position. I can really support and encourage someone without feeling that I owe them something in return or offer them some advice. Positivity. When we can stay in a positive framework in supporting others, people say, well, are you Pollyanna? Are you going to always be positive, have those rose-colored glasses on? No, it's not always possible to have those rose-colored, but I'd rather have the rose-colored, because if you catch yourself into a negative spiral or negative thinking, what happens is you're blocking the positive thoughts or solutions that could come up with you by focusing on the negativity or the problem. And when we can remove those blocks by choosing the next thought. And here's the big thing about gratitude. Gratitude is intentional. It is something that we want to do. And attitude is gratitude. We choose that attitude to have. And we move forward in a positive way. And we're able to acknowledge because we're able to see what it takes for someone to be who they are and show up as the person they yet want to become. And also taking the time to appreciate what we do have. Because sometimes what we're looking is so far into the grass is greener on the other side. But truly is it? What are we missing that we're having to look outside of ourselves versus within? Because when it comes to skill set and it comes to becoming a great coach and building a business in coaching, it really comes down to what we talk about in ICF Edmonton chapter: connection, collaboration, and community. And I ask you all this Thanksgiving season, or the month of October, as we're slowly getting into transition into our new board upcoming, and we're having board elections. And thank you for all of you who have joined me on a call or talked to other board members. I want to thank you. But most of all, I want to thank the board that I've been able to be a part of. It has been, with the pandemic, it has been a very interesting year where fears have surfaced and discussions have happened, but such huge growth has occurred. And this happens in all groups of community and growth that, we have so many external things bombarding us or competing demands that I have to tell you, I have worked with one of the most incredible teams, incredible boards that I could ask for, to not only learn about myself as your president, but also learning about others and how we can move together unified as one group, being formed in collaboration, community, and of course, connection. And I want to encourage those of you who've submitted your nominations. We're excited to have you reach out and seek the opportunity to become on the board. And I also want to encourage many of you who've considered joining the board or weren't sure what a board's all about to please contemplate it in your future. Contribute, give back to your community, and help build the preferred future or ideal future of the chapter you want to be a part of. So shout out of gratitude to my board, ICF Edmonton chapter. You are dedicated, committed, and phenomenal coaches who have built a community, a membership that is continuously growing, flourishing, and rising to the occasion. For this, I am grateful. So just as a recap, thinking about generosity in this month of October, how can it serve you? How can it also serve your clients? Acknowledging the efforts that people take to show up as the best version of themselves. Being positive in sometimes a world that has a lot of negativity influenced. And how can you rise up to the occasion so that you don't put in your own roadblocks and your own stuckness in the process, so we can best help our clients be better. And most of all, appreciating each other and what you bring to our membership. I look forward to and want to encourage you to submit a blog post, perhaps a video, to help send out more encouragement and develop that coaching presence, not only within your membership, but the world abroad. Thank you for joining me for the President Message for October 2021. May you all have a happy Thanksgiving and don't eat too much turkey.